So we've talked about the economics of camping. We've gotten into camper responsibility. We even talked a little bit about just the overall dynamic of camping and how it's changed in the last few years, especially with the eco-friendliness and things of that nature. Now, the one thing I want to talk about, which probably will upset some, and that's fine, I'm cool with that, but we're going to talk about campers' rights, and we're going to talk about rights across the board. And there's several things, 7 specifically, that we want to deal with. This episode might be a little bit longer than the 8 or 10 minutes that I usually do my show for these type of conversations. Bear with me. It's some good stuff in here, and I think you will appreciate where we're going with this. So again, we're going to finish this up and get into campers' rights right here on Hanging with the Hazes. Make sure you follow us on YouTube for the May 1st premiere of Hanging with the Hazes Uncensored.
When he speaks from the heart and tells it like it is, we call that unscripted. Welcome to Unscripted from Hanging with the Hazes.
So let's set the mood a little bit. Campers' rights. Anytime you camp, anywhere you camp, there's going to be diversity, especially when you are of a minority sect. So we're talking Black, Hispanic, we're talking Asian. There's going to be a diversity if you're one of those. Now, if you're a white Anglo-Saxon American, you pretty much used to seeing white Anglo-Saxon Americans camping, because you're going, unless it's a specialty event, that's just who's there, okay? So even though this is not an episode of Uncensored, I'm going to be very forward in this, because you got to understand what we're dealing with so that everybody is respecting everybody. You get where I'm going? You know what I'm saying? So every single camper that you encounter deserves to be treated with dignity and respect by everyone. I don't care who you are. Now, this is where it's going to piss off some people. I don't care if you got your political signs up, Trump flags, Democrat flags, elephant flags, ass or donkey flags. I don't care. Everybody deserves to be respected for their personal belief. Do not let that put you in a place where you prejudge. See, because a lot of people prejudge, and then they run into me and I'm their best friend, only to find out over the campfire that I am the blackest, middle of the road, almost conservative, much more right than I am left Republican you'll ever meet. And I'm one of the coolest as well. Help you with anything. But I don't judge anybody unless they give me a reason to think that they are whatever, and then I just simply don't deal with them. But don't judge a book by its cover, because you're gonna mess around and miss your blessings. Why? Because you're not treating with dignity and respect. And if somebody doesn't do that for you, you can either leave them alone or you demand the respect. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You have a right to be safe, have a safe, calm, clean, and orderly environment. That goes for everybody. If your children ain't acting right, that's not an orderly environment. If your stuff is offensive, which you have out in your yard, like Some campgrounds expect you to have, your grills and all of that and things like that, just out. But if the kids' bikes or your stuff is intruding on somebody else's space across that dividing line, then your site is not clean. If you are yelling and screaming at the wife and yelling at the kids and, every other word is MF and this and that, you're not having a calm environment. And if you are doing things that could potentially hurt somebody else, that's not a safe environment. Everybody got the right to do that. You need to get right before you get put out. Now, seek help from people that are willing to help you if you run into a jam. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you cannot back in, seek the advice of somebody else that can help you get in. Nothing wrong with it. And we are there to help. We should be. And if we not, we should be bounced out the front door. You should always be free of the fear of physical harm when you're camping. Now, I'm not going to lie. Some of this is made up that I hear. Oh my God, I went in there and I saw. Well, what happened to you? Did anybody say anything to you? Did anybody do anything to you? Well, no. Then the issue is you. Because the reality is nobody's going camping to pick a fight. If somebody's got a chip on their shoulder, they're not taking it to the campground. They're trying to bury that rascal in the woods somewhere. Free of fear and physical harm. You should also, if you are group participating, have a fair turn in group activities. In other words, if you're going to a potluck, bring your best dish. You shouldn't be excluded because you look like, smell like, well, I don't know about that smell part, but look like, smell like, act like. Everybody should be respectful, but you also got to do your part. There is under no circumstance where somebody should feel pointed out because you pointing and whistling. That teasing stuff, we not in fifth grade. Not only would that probably get you beat up, but it's going to get you bounced out the place because nobody has time to be antagonized or whispered about or anything like that. Like, we in the campground. We are not trying to do that. That ain't where we at. Lastly, and this is the most important out of everything that I've said. You should be able to make mistakes without being ridiculed by other people when you are camping. If your fire didn't last because you didn't build it right, my job is to show you how to do it. If you make a mistake getting into the campsite because you went down the wrong way, my job is not to run out and scold you. Your job is not to yell at somebody because they did something by making a mistake. Your job is to show them the right way. If somebody is coming down the road and they're doing more than the posted speed limit, your job is not to be the camp police. That's not it. Your job is to say, hey, listen, I just want to let you know you were a little bit, hot coming down the road. They looking at that. And I don't want them to say nothing to you. I'm just letting you know they've been known to do that. Just be careful. And if they can't accept that, then we go back to the beginning. You treated them with dignity and respect. You ignore them and you let the campsite deal with them. That's how you deal with that. But under no circumstance should our family and friends that are out there camping feel ridiculed because they made a mistake. We don't do that. That's just not cool. Not cool. Not cool. So those are the 7 things that you have as a camper. Your camper's rights. Make sure that people are following these that are with you, because the only behavior you can control or influence is yours and the people that are with you. And that's all I'm saying. Everybody got rights. Just make sure that you go out of your way to make it as easy for people to enjoy those rights. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and cut out of here. I'm right at my time. This is Crazy Keon, and I'm out of here.
Be sure to join us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and you can always catch us on Facebook and YouTube. Hanging with the Hazes.